What happens inside your body the moment you die? Death is not a moment. That is the first thing most people get wrong. We treat it like a switch, alive, then not. But biologically, death is a process, a slow unwinding that takes longer than anyone is comfortable admitting. And what happens inside that process is stranger than anything Hollywood has ever shown you. The moment the heart stops beating, blood stops moving. Every cell immediately begins running out of the one thing it needs to survive: oxygen. Within 4 to 6 seconds, the brain notices. You lose consciousness, not dramatically, not painfully, just gone. Within 15 seconds, electrical activity in the brain begins to drop. Within a few minutes, the brain's oxygen supply is completely exhausted. And here is where it gets strange. In the moments just before brain activity flatlines, researchers have recorded sudden surges of electrical activity. Massive, coordinated, more intense than normal waking consciousness. Some scientists believe this is the biological explanation for near-death experiences. The tunnel, the light, the feeling of peace. Not a spiritual event. The brain burning through its last reserves. One final surge before the lights go out. The cells. Every cell in your body doesn't know the heart stopped. They just know oxygen isn't arriving anymore. So they switch to a backup system, burning glucose without oxygen to stay alive. But this produces lactic acid as a byproduct. Lactic acid builds up fast. Within minutes, the cellular environment becomes toxic. Cells start to fail, but not all at the same time. Brain cells start dying within 4 to 6 minutes. Skin cells can survive for hours. Bone cells can remain viable for days. This is why organ donation works. Death is not instant. It is a cascade. And there are windows inside that cascade where parts of you are still technically alive long after you are gone. What the body does next. First comes pallor mortis. Within minutes, skin begins to pale. Blood is no longer pumped. It settles downward under gravity. The flush of life drains away. Then comes algor mortis. The body begins cooling toward room temperature, roughly 1 degree per hour. Forensic scientists use this to estimate time of death. The body becomes a clock. Then comes rigor mortis. When muscles are alive, they contract using a molecule called ATP. When ATP runs out after death, the proteins inside muscle fibers lock together. Every muscle in the body becomes rigid. The jaw, the hands, the legs, everything freezes. This begins a few hours after death, peaks around 12 hours, then slowly releases over the following 48 hours, as predictable as a clock. The bacteria. Your body contains roughly 38 trillion bacteria. While you're alive, your immune system keeps them in check. The moment you die, the immune system shuts down, and the bacteria realize nothing is stopping them anymore. They begin consuming you from the inside, starting in the gut where they are most concentrated, digesting tissue, releasing gases, breaking down cell walls. This is called putrefaction, and it is the primary engine of decomposition. Not external forces, you. Your own internal ecosystem, dismantling you from within. The brain's last signal. In 2023, researchers studying patients who died of cardiac arrest recorded something extraordinary. In the minutes after the heart stopped, 2 patients showed massive surges of gamma wave activity in the brain. Gamma waves are associated with the highest states of conscious processing, dreams, memory recall, moments of intense clarity. These surges happened after the heart stopped, after clinical death had been declared. What those patients experienced in those final moments, nobody can say. They didn't survive to tell anyone. But the brain was doing something intense and organized and real in the space between alive and gone. What this actually means. Death is not a wall, it is a corridor. Every system in your body shuts down on its own timeline. Your cells fight for as long as they can. Your bacteria carry on without you. Your brain fires one last time in ways science is still trying to understand. The border between alive and dead is not a line, it is a region. Blurry, biological, and stranger than any story we tell about it. The body that kept you alive for decades doesn't stop working the moment you do. It just starts working on something else. The long, slow, methodical process of returning everything it borrowed.